Now, some of my regular viewers of my reviews might be scratching your head wondering, why would I ever review a baseball game that wasn't Mario related? Because I can see you thinking, hey, he doesn't like baseball. He thinks it's boring. Why would he review a game that he already has a bias against? What's next? Soccer? Don't worry about that. I will never do a soccer game. So that crisis is averted. As for this game, it is true that I don't like baseball. I find it boring compared to the other sports, like football or tennis. But in order to give this game a fair shake, I will not comment on the fun of the sport, and I will only focus on the way the title portrays the sport. So see, I can do this fairly. NickToons Major League Baseball got on my list to review. I assumed it was a Mario Super Sluggers clone, and since I like Nickelodeon shows as I have stated in the past, I thought I might really enjoy it. However, you know what they say when you assume something, because I was dead wrong on my assumption. It's not a Nickelodeon themed game with baseball as the backdrop, it's the opposite. It's a real baseball simulator with Nickelodeon characters just kind of stuffed in there as an extra. So you might be wondering, does that make it a better game? Well, we'll get to that. There are 4 modes to choose from: pickup game, tournaments, showdown, and distance derby. The pickup game is just an exhibition game where you can choose from real Major League Baseball teams or cartoon ones to play a game of baseball. Tournament is a mode where you have to climb a Mortal Kombat type of tournament where you have to start at the bottom and work your way up. Showdown is the Major League Baseball's best team versus the Nicktoons. And finally, Distance Derby is just a hitting contest. When you choose a team to play against, you have to assign the player a role on the team. You'll have quite a few players in Nicktoons to choose from, each with their own stats of advantages and disadvantages. You can carefully and skillfully choose your teams, but there really is no point, since the computer AI is pathetic. It's about as bad as the AI in Super Sluggers, but I think that one is slightly worse. The character models for the real players were fine. It's when they introduce the Nicktoons that it goes a little crazy. Some of them look like they belong, but others look like they just stuck the head of a Nicktoon on an adult body. Since when has Danny Phantom ever looked like that? Or why is SpongeBob so big? He kind of looks like the Hulk next to those humans. SpongeBob smashed this ball with this stick. Ugh. Also, this has to be one of the most disturbing characters in this whole roster. What the is it? Powdered Toast Man? What on earth is this guy? He just looks freaky. The Nicktoons look so out of place and completely look like the creators just had this lame Major League Baseball game and realized it wouldn't sell and just stuck some Nicktoons into it to move some copies. The batting controls were just terrible. The Wii Motion Plus has been out for quite a while now, and this baseball game would have been a perfect fit since you're using the motion controls to swing the bat. But the creators decided to just ignore that goldmine that the developers gave them, and worse yet, they hardly track your motions at all. You just swing your Wiimote to swing the bat. It doesn't move up and down depending on where you're holding your Wiimote. The only time there is any tracking of your Wiimote is when you're doing a bunt, and that's if you stop the Wiimote halfway. Pitching was a little better. You point at the screen where you want the ball to go, and then you use the directional pad to pick the kind of pitch you want. Then you lift up the Wiimote to make the power bar go up. Then when you get to the level that you want, you thrust it downwards again to throw it. When you do a successful strike in the special zone, it'll fill up a bar at the top of your screen. When you fill up one slot, you can do a super pitch or a super hit. Basically, it just gives you more power. There are different stadiums to play in, but they really don't do anything differently during play, other than a brief animation if you get a home run. It was nice that they had some real stadiums and some cartoon ones, but other than the fun of it, I saw no point in picking one stadium over another. Now, there are cards to unlock if you do certain achievements, so you might be wondering, what do you get with those cards? Nothing that I could see, just bragging rights to the other sucker who bought this game. Nicktoons Major League Baseball is bleh. It's an average baseball game with the gimmick of the famous Nicktoons. Like that's gonna make this game so much better. If anything, it makes me wish they hadn't done such a sloppy job in adding the characters in. And I wish they had just made a Nicktoons baseball game with them in mind all along, and not just a last minute add-on. This game is not even worth the rent. Kids who see this game will want to play it for the Nicktoons, and they'll be very disappointed when they see the lame way the characters are portrayed. So I really think you should skip this game.